What's up and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first video you have ever clicked on, I'm Diana. I'm the creator of Money Boss Mama, and I teach women how to save money, pay off debt, shift their money mindsets, as well as stick to a budget. And in this video, I am going to be sharing a few quick tips on how you can teach your kids about money, because I know a lot of us want to raise financially savvy kids. So without making this super long, let's go ahead and get into tip number one. Tip number one is to just simply open the dialogue. And of course, how you position yourself when it comes to teaching your kids about money is going to depend on their age. It's going to depend on your level of financial literacy and where you are when it comes to your financial journey. But I do know that a lot of us wish that we had been taught about money. We wish that we would have known more about money before we were just kind of, put out into this world that revolved around money, and then all of a sudden we're expected to know what to do. But I know that money is still a topic that's super taboo. People don't like to talk about it. People keep tight lips when it comes to their money, and that's really a disservice to us and to our kids, because when we're not talking about something, then we may feel like it's completely normal to be in debt. It's completely normal to be living paycheck to paycheck, because that's all we know. We weren't shown anything different. We weren't told anything different. But when you talk about money, it becomes less shameful and more empowering, and it allows your kids to have some type of representation, so they know that this is not normal and that they don't have to suffer in silence. And I know that a lot of us want to build wealth, but when we don't talk about money and we don't know anything about money, we kind of go through this trial and error phase. And some of us may still be in that trial and error phase, and that unfortunately, it causes us to lose out on a lot of time to build wealth, because time is your greatest asset when it comes to investing. But when we're still trying to figure out how to pay off this debt, or figure out how to keep from living paycheck to paycheck, or we're trying to save money, then we're losing out on time because we're just surviving. We're not thriving. And I know that everyone watching wants more for their kids. And this was the main reason why I started my debt-free journey. I wanted more than my kids. I wanted to give my kids something. But if you don't start anything else, at least start opening up the dialogue. And when you speak to them, try to bring it down to their level, because money can be super confusing and super boring, especially for kids. But if there's something that they are interested in, try to incorporate that into their teachings to help them better absorb what you're telling them. Tip number two is to get a clear piggy bank or a money jar, because as humans, we are visual beings, and it makes saving money a lot more exciting when your kids can visually see their contributions adding up. And depending on their age, whether it's a penny or a $10 bill, they're going to be excited either way. Like my son is 3 and he gets super excited when he's putting pennies in his piggy bank, whereas my daughter is 8, so she knows, about the value of money a lot more. So quarters light her up a lot more than pennies. But if you don't have a lot of money to spare, you can just let them save the change that you get back after you make a contribution. I'm sure you can go look under your couch and find a couple of pennies or nickels and dimes under there as well. Just as you come across spare change, let them put it into their piggy bank. That way they can see their money adding up. And if they are a bit older, you can start introducing things like compound interest this way to help them see the perks of saving money. So if they save a certain amount, you can agree to match a certain amount or match the amount that they saved. That way they are learning that, hey, when I save money, my money is going to start earning money. And teaching them about saving money before they hit working age, so like 15 or 16, is extremely helpful in getting them into the habit of saving, because I can imagine it is super difficult to get a teenager who just got their first few paychecks from working to set aside a portion of their paycheck in an account and not touch it. It's going to be hard to convince them to do that. But when you start earlier, it already became a habit. So they have a habit of setting aside money. So it's not so uncomfortable for them, and it's not so uncommon. It's normalized. And that's going to make it a lot easier for them in adulthood to realize that, hey, I need to start saving for the things that I really want. And a way in which you can teach them this now is through like using their piggy bank or their money jar as a sinking fund. Because kids, kids think money grows on trees. Let's just say they want what they want and they want it right now. Kids are like, they navigate the world through emotion, and if you don't nip that in the bud early on, it's going to manifest into impulse spending into adulthood, because they need that instant gratification. So you can teach them that, hey, things cost money, and by using their savings jar or their money jar or their piggy bank as a sinking fund, so based on what they want, the price of what they want, they start saving for it, and then when they get that amount, they can go out and make that purchase. And I feel like this is really going to help to keep them from taking on a lot of debt in adulthood. Tip number 3 is to pay them for their work. And I don't know about you, but I grew up in a household where it was like, you live here rent free, therefore I am not paying you to do anything. But I had to realize that keeping this mentality was a disservice to my kids, because it was taking away the opportunity for them to be hands-on and to actually learn how to manage their money. I could talk to them all day long, but if they aren't actually able to apply the things that I'm teaching them, then it's going to be really difficult for that information to really be absorbed. And so when you keep this mentality like, you live here for free, I'm not paying you, it keeps like this generational cycle of kids not knowing what they're doing when it comes to money whenever they turn 18 and we're thrust out into adulthood. And so it's kind of like a sink or swim situation. And I sank for a very long time. And going back to what I said earlier, I lost out on a lot of time to invest and actually build wealth because I was too busy giving my money away. But depending on their age, create opportunities for them to earn money. And this does not have to be like regular chores like washing dishes. This could be them mowing lawns. This could be them baking cookies, something that they're good at, that they're interested in, and that you could pay them for. And this way, whenever they are earning their money, you can help them create a budget so that they know how to manage their own money. It's kind of like a win-win situation, because you're teaching them to have a strong work ethic. You're teaching them that, hey, if you want to get paid, you have to work for something. You're teaching them to monetize the skills that they have, and you're teaching them how to budget the money that they have coming in. And one way that I do this with my 8-year-old is through a chore app called BusyKid. It's a really cute little nifty app. You just go in there, and depending on their age, you put in their chores, the frequency of that chore, and then you set the price for that chore. And then after they do it, they get paid every Friday. So it gets them into the habit of them having a payday. So every Friday, it takes the money from my linked bank account and it pays them. And it takes a percentage and puts it towards spending. So it comes with their own Visa debit card. And then it puts a portion towards saving or investing and a portion towards donating. So it gets them into the habit of, hey, you have a little bit to spend, you have some that you should donate or get into the habit of donating, and you have some that you save. And right within the app, you can pick stocks whenever they have enough saved up to purchase stock, and then you can donate to organizations directly within the app. My daughter loves it because of the debit card, I'm not gonna lie. So she can go in and swipe her little debit card at the store and pay for the things that she wants. So it's really cute. It's a really cute way to teach your kids how to work for money, and it allows them to have their own payday. If you want to check it out, it's in my description box below. But still, at the end of the day, just create little opportunities for them to earn money to allow them to be hands-on. Tip number 4 is to continue working to be financially savvy yourself. And this is for those who are still on a financial journey, and maybe you're new to your financial journey. This is extremely important because our experiences and our observations growing up in childhood help to shape our money habits. They help to shape our relationship with our money. So don't just tell them to do X, Y, Z and then you not do it as well, because whether we realize it or not, our kids are watching us. And if you keep the dialogue open, then they will mimic some of the financial habits that they see that you have. And if they are like 10 and up, take them on your financial journey with you. Explain to them how you wound up in debt, Why are you now deciding to pay off debt? And share your wins along the way. That way they pick up, you know, okay, if I do XYZ, then I'm going to be in debt, but it's super important to pay off debt because XYZ. And then these are some ways in which I can start paying it down. And I actually had a client who used her teenage daughter as her accountability partner. You can do it that way as well if they are of age. And I'm sure that the financial lessons that they have learned, seeing you go through the journey, they will never forget. And if you are saving money, another way to do this, to incorporate them, especially if they are a little younger, is to maybe make a color chart and let them fill in the lines. That way it's making it exciting for them, and they can visually see where you are when it comes to the goal, and they know when you're getting close to hitting that savings goal. Or you can do this if you're paying off debt as well. Where you are right now is not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to hide from them. And I know that it's hard to do that because right now society still sees money as something that you should be hush hush about. But they are your kids. They're going to love you regardless. And these lessons that they learn from seeing you make these sacrifices, from seeing you, stay consistent even when you've had a few hiccups down the road, they're going to take that into adulthood, and it's going to really put them at a higher level than anyone else if you expose them to your finances early on. All right, so these were the 4 quick tips to help you teach your kids about money. If you want to see more videos, I do have some coming up all about the different accounts that you can open to build generational wealth for your kids, or just give them money whenever they turn 18. If you have some additional tips, leave them down below, and I will catch you all in the next video.